What if I told you that just a few simple cuts could double or even triple your cucumber harvest? Today, we're diving into why pruning boosts production, when and how often to prune, the difference between determinate and indeterminate cucumbers, how to prune all the different types, plus the most common pruning mistakes to avoid. Hi guys, I'm April from Resprout. Like and subscribe for more garden tips and tutorials from my suburban front yard garden where I help you garden like a boss. The main reason to prune your cucumbers is to make them healthier and more productive. Pruning increases sunlight exposure and airflow, which helps prevent diseases like powdery mildew. By trimming away the bottom leaves, your plant can focus its energy where it really matters, the cucumbers. It also reduces stress on the plant. When you cut away suckers and shaded leaves, the vine can grow stronger, healthier cucumbers. And here's the bonus, pruning them also makes harvesting easier. You'll often find hidden cucumbers while you're snipping. So what happens if you don't prune cucumbers? Skip pruning and cucumbers can quickly turn into a jungle. Dense vines trap humidity, invite disease, and hide fruit. Harvesting gets harder and yields actually drop. This actually happened to me. One year when I kept up with pruning, I harvested 25 cucumbers in one day. The next year when I let things get away from me, I only got 5 cucumbers in a week. Definitely a big difference. The big takeaway, pruning helps your cucumber plant reach its full potential. Before we grab our shears, let's get to know the plant a little bit so we don't snip off the wrong parts. The main stem is the backbone of the plant. Think of it as the plant's spine. The tendrils are the curly little grippers. They are like the plant's hands holding onto your trellis or cage. The sun leaves are those big leaves on top. They are the plant's solar panels soaking up energy. The shaded leaves hide underneath the plant. Since they don't get much light, they act like freeloaders, using energy but not giving much back. The suckers, also known as lateral buds, are little shoots that sprout at the joints where the leaves meet the stem. Remember, suckers suck energy away from your fruit. Each of these joints is called a leaf node, and the stretch of stem between them is the internode. Think of nodes as bus stops where leaves, tendrils, and suckers catch a ride. Finally, you'll see flowers. Male flowers provide the pollen, and female flowers grow into cucumbers. You can spot the females because they already have a tiny baby cucumber behind the bloom. There are 2 types of cucumbers, bush and vine. Bush cucumbers, also called determinate, grow only 2 to 3 feet long. For them, all you need to do is remove yellow, dead, or diseased leaves. Varieties like Bush Champion and Space Master fall into this group. Vining cucumbers, also called indeterminate, are the wild ones. They keep sprawling and producing all season long, usually growing 6 to 10 feet. These really benefit from tall trellises and structured pruning, removing suckers and extra leaves so the plant focuses on fruit instead of endless vines. Personally, I plant Market More and Excelsior every year, both indeterminate vining varieties. They're super productive and have incredible cucumber mosaic virus resistance, which I really need for my area. Other popular indeterminate varieties include Tasty Green and Telegraph Improved. There are 3 main times to prune cucumbers: seedling stage, active growth, and harvest. When your seedlings send out their first little side shoots called suckers, it's time to pinch them off. The reason is because at this stage, the plant needs to focus on building a strong main stem, not side branches. If you see cucumber flowers in the seedling stage, you can pinch those off too. That way, the plant spends energy on strength before fruit. As your cucumbers grow, make sure to keep them tidy. That means snipping off yellow or diseased leaves. Overwatered leaves look wilted and droopy, while underwatered leaves will be crispy and dry. You can snip them both off. Remove suckers at the leaf nodes. Clear the bottom 6 to 8 inches of shaded leaves. Don't snip the big sun leaves on top though. You need those for photosynthesis. If you don't keep your plants tidy, you may actually find a cucumber in your blackberry bushes like me. Believe it or not, harvesting cucumbers is actually a form of pruning. The more you pick, the more you get. Leaving cucumbers on the vine too long tells the plant to slow down, but harvesting often keeps it producing nonstop. If you see a cucumber that's fat, yellow, or turning white, you've waited too long. It's overripe and the seeds will be tough. Ask me how I know this. No matter how you grow your cucumbers, on a trellis, in a greenhouse, a bush variety, or a container, they're all gonna require a slightly different pruning style. The trellis area on the side of my driveway has 9 13-foot long trellises, and I dedicate 1 to 2 every year to cucumbers. When pruning indeterminate cucumbers, a trellis plus smart pruning means tidy vines, better airflow, and way more cucumbers in less space. When you're pruning cucumbers on a trellis vertically, train 1 or 2 main vines up the trellis and trim off the side shoots. If the tendrils don't do their job, I'll use garden twine to hold my cucumber vines in place. They do make clips and Velcro strips for this, but any type of ties will always end up in my compost. I can compost jute twine since it's made of a plant, so no big deal if I forget some of it on the cucumber plant. The umbrella method is a great way for maximizing yields in greenhouses and high tunnels. You can grow one main stem straight up, then pinch the tip and let a few side shoots hang down like an umbrella, one left and one right. Research at Penn State found that using a modified umbrella trellis system where a main stem is topped and multiple lateral arms droop down doubled both the fruit count and total weight compared to straight up high wire training. That is some serious yield power. Bush cucumbers are the low maintenance ones. They don't need much pruning at all. Just remove yellowing, dead, or diseased leaves to keep airflow moving. When growing cucumbers in containers, it's a good idea to limit their width more than their height. Since pots give the roots less room to spread, letting vines sprawl everywhere can quickly lead to overcrowding and poor airflow. So, train 1 or 2 main vines up a support and pinch extra side shoots. This keeps the plant balanced so the roots can keep up with fruit production. Inside a greenhouse, airflow is your biggest challenge. Pruning here is not optional. It's the key to controlling humidity and keeping powdery mildew and other diseases from taking over. In a greenhouse, humidity builds fast. That means too much foliage invites disease. Remove lower leaves as the plant climbs, trim extra side shoots, and stick with single leader or umbrella training for airflow and light. Prune pickling cucumbers the same way you would other cucumbers, based on whether or not they're bush or vining. I plant the Excelsior pickling cucumber from High Mowing Seeds, which is vining and indeterminate. That being said, most pickling cucumbers are usually compact bush types. Now that we know the basics of cucumber pruning and why it's so important, let's talk about some classic mistakes. Don't over prune. Never take off more than 1/3 of the healthy leaves. Don't cut healthy leaves too soon. Remember, leaves are what power the plant. Don't use dirty tools. That spreads disease fast. Don't prune once and quit. I am definitely guilty of this, but don't stop. This is not a one-time job. Keep going. And finally, don't confuse bush with vining cucumbers. Remember, bush types need very little pruning, while vining types need regular care. Check your variety. Here's my final tips for pruning smarter and, more importantly, harvesting more. Start pruning when seedlings send out suckers. Keep airflow strong by removing shaded bottom leaves. Harvest often to keep plants producing. And above all, balance. Don't overdo it. Just prune enough to keep your cucumbers healthy and productive. If you want to track your cucumber harvest from week to week, and what garden nerd doesn't, head to our website, resprout.com, and grab our garden planning spreadsheet. It's a great way to see what worked, which varieties produced best, and how pruning affected your yield. I hope this video helped you out. Remember to sign up for my email newsletter for more garden resources. And keep gardening like a boss, and I'll see you guys soon.